And we are the dreamers of dreams.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another video. On today's video, I'm going to be doing the MILSO tag, which I've never actually done before because I never thought I was gonna really make something like this, but somebody gave me the idea to make it. So since I'm self-distancing, I figured I would do this video. So if you see me looking down at my phone, it's because that's where the questions are. So let's just get started, and yeah. How did you and your spouse meet? So me and my husband Trevor actually met in high school. I met him in a health class. Yeah, we met in a health class, and then we had mutual friends, so we would hang out every once in a while. So that's how we met. How old were you when you two met? I believe I was 16. Yeah, I want to say I was 16 and my husband back then was 17, so because he's actually a year older than me. How long have you been together? We've been married for almost 3 years in May. Where are you and your spouse originally from? We're actually originally from Texas. We both grew up in the same town, and his parents actually live, I want to say, like 5 minutes away from mine, so we were always like pretty close together. How did you feel about him joining the military? I was not excited, to say the least, because at the time I was working full-time. I was doing my own thing, and he actually wasn't planning on joining the military. He just randomly came home and was like, oh, I signed up to join the military today, and it was very shocking, to say the least. Okay, where did your spouse go to basic training? If I'm not mistaken, it was South Carolina? My husband went to basic in South Carolina. So that was Fort Jackson. Has your spouse ever deployed? No, he has not deployed yet, because while we've been here, this is a pretty much like, people don't really deploy here. They train a lot, but they don't really deploy here. But he did almost deploy a year and a half ago. Yeah. Have you ever been to a promotion ceremony? Yes, I have. I went to one of his when I first got here, probably like 3 years ago. How long have you been a military wife? I've been a military wife for almost 3 years. Yeah, I've only been a military spouse for about 3 years, because that's about how long we've been here and stuff like that. Did you marry him before or after he got in the military? We got married after he came back from AIT and before he came to his first duty station. How did your husband propose? This is actually a very weird story. We didn't have a traditional proposal type of thing. He actually told me that he wants to do like I don't know how to explain it other than like an actual proposal later on, but he wants to surprise me. But the story behind that is he was in Virginia at AIT. He was going to school there, obviously, and I was back in Texas, and I was actually working, and I thought he was breaking up with me at this point, because he texted me and he's like, so I have to tell you something after you get out of work. And I for sure thought, oh, 100% he's breaking up with me. So then, me being crazy, I called him and I was like, no, tell me now. And he just basically told me. So I called him because obviously I'm crazy. And he was like, I just had a dream and I really wanted to tell you about it. And basically, the dream was about, he said that we had been married in his dream, and I had a ring on my finger, and we were on the beach, which was ironic because at this point he didn't know we were coming to Hawaii. So I think it was definitely like a full circle type of thing, and then that's how we both decided like we wanted to get married. So there's that. Okay, where did you get married? We actually had, like, we just got married at a little courthouse, and most likely we'll be having like a really big party once we go back. I've never been the type of person to have like a huge wedding. It's never really been my style, but we got married back in, if you want to be technical, we got married in Midlothian, Texas. How old were you two when you got married? I was 20 and Trevor was 21, and yeah, we got married very young, but now I'm 23, about to be 24, and Trevor's about to be 24, about to be 25. Okay, did he wear his uniform on our wedding day? No, he didn't. He looked really cute. I put a white dress on, but we didn't have anything like super traditional or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not really the type of person to have a huge wedding. I'd rather just have a really big party. Weddings really aren't my thing, and I don't really like being the center of attention, so yeah. Okay, where is your spouse currently stationed? Currently, we are in Hawaii, and we are supposed to be PCSing / moving. For those who are not military, we should be moving back to Texas, which is where we're from, to Fort Hood. Do we live on base? Yes, we currently live on Schofield. How long were you guys together when you had to go through your first separation? Funny enough, we were first separated literally a week before, like after I got here. Basically for 3 months, he was on a detail, so I basically lived in the house alone for a long period of time, for about 3 months, and I would only see him every once in a while, but it really felt like I lived here alone, because he was only here to sleep and then he would go back to work. And if we're talking about like separation, I want to say like 4 months after I got here, he left for a period of time, so I was home alone for a while. What is your favorite base so far? Well, we've only been stationed in one base, I have, but let me ask Trevor what his favorite base was to be at. What do you think your favorite base was? Because you've been to 3 different ones. You've been to South Carolina, Virginia, and here. What has been your favorite so far? Hawaii has been my favorite, even though it is the only one I've been to so far, but we will be able to soon explore Fort Hood. Do you think your spouse looks good in his uniform? Yes. I love when Trevor wears his uniform. Weirdly enough, we never really take photos of me and him in his uniform, but I love when he wears his uniform, and honestly, I've gotten so used to him in his uniform, I don't really think of it like that. Do you think the military life is more advanced than civilian life? I don't know if I would use the word advanced. I think that it can be a little bit more difficult, in the sense of our husbands leave a lot more, or our spouses leave a lot more, because obviously there's different people in the military. I think it can be a little bit more difficult because our spouses leave a little bit more. We can be a little bit more stressed out with moving processes. We have to move every 3 years and stuff like that. But I don't think that it's harder. I just think that our lifestyle is a little bit more strict than other people's. Like, my husband can't go far from base when we're back on the mainland. Like, there's stuff like that. You have a lot more restrictions on you, I'll say that. Do you like the benefits you received as a military dependent? Yeah, I appreciate that we have free healthcare. I don't have to pay co-pays. It may vary sometimes. Sometimes you'll have a bad doctor. Sometimes you'll get really lucky and have a really good doctor. So it really just varies. Do you have a lot of military wife friends? I've actually made a lot of military wife friends through my YouTube. So I've made a lot more friends online than in real life. I've probably made like 3 or 4 friends outside of YouTube friends, like in real life. But most of my friends come from women who have watched my channel. So I appreciate all of you. You guys know who you are. Yeah. What is the hardest part about military life? For me, it's being so far away from my family, because obviously I'm very family oriented. I'm Hispanic. I have a lot of family, and I miss his family. I miss my family. So that can be very difficult for me, especially living in Hawaii. We have such a drastic time change. So yeah, that can be pretty difficult. Do you support your spouse as a member of the military? I mean, yes, of course. Like, I go where he goes. Like, wherever the military sends us is basically where we go. But yeah, I am very supportive of my husband and what he chooses to do and his choices, like in the military or not being in the military. Either way, I am 100% supportive of his choices. And that is actually the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry that some of the questions were a little wonky, but I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, I do a lot of cool stuff on there and talk to you guys a lot, and you guys give me suggestions and things like that for my videos. So if you want to follow me on there, I suggest doing that because you will see all of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't see in my actual videos. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching my channel. You guys mean the world to me, more than you will ever know. But yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.